Hi guys, so I am currently not doing my GCW, but you know, I'm watching Howl's Moving Castle, so let's start getting this show on the road. So I just took the ACT, that was some good times, and shit, I do actually like the ACT better than the SAT, which is, I don't know, which is what people say, and then you take it and you're like, yeah, I guess you're right. I like it better because it clumps all the sections together. Like, if you take your math section, there's only like one math section and then you're done with math. And if there's a reading section, you just do the reading section and then you're done with it. Unlike the SAT, which sort of shuffles everything together, and it's very confusing and not cool. I do want to talk about the science though, because the science was really not that awesome. Part of it was very, like, I don't know, like a very, very small part of it was kind of easy, where it was things that I'd learned before, like genetics. But then there were other things that the ACT tests you on, which, like, how your skills are, like the SAT one, but it's just very strange because the questions are really long and you have only 35 minutes or something to do it, and it's just not, I don't know, I just think they don't give you enough time, or maybe they do give you enough time, but it's just a skill that you have to know, that you can't read all the questions and then answer. You have to look at the questions and then you just have to look at the graphs and the tables and stuff that they give you, and then you can go about solving it, because that's just, I think that's how they set it up, I think. If not, then besides the ACT, I want to talk about GCWs, which is our internal assessment for 20th century history, and I gotta say right now, not doing so good. Well, okay, we have 3/4 to finish it, but now we only have 2/4 to finish it, and it feels kind of rushed, especially since we're only allowed to turn in 2 drafts, and the second of those drafts is a final draft, so we can't get it back and do anything to it after. So, well, we did 3 parts of it. One of it's work study, so that doesn't even count. But one of the parts is a research part, and all over my research paper thing, it says things like, just facts, just facts. It's research, isn't it supposed to be just facts? I'm kind of confused at this notion. So, yeah, apparently when I asked other people, they said that he said not to analyze in your research part. I also would like to talk about a movie I just saw called The Social Network. Yeah. Well, first I'd like to say that I don't believe Rotten Tomatoes. We saw the movie before I actually looked up any reviews, and in my opinion and my friend's opinion, it sucked. Kind of a lot. But, I mean, it was a documentary, and they sort of tried to pass it off as a comedy in the trailers and commercials and stuff, and that just isn't how it worked out. It was funny at like maybe a handful of parts, and the rest of the parts just weren't funny at all. The funniest part of the whole movie was the audience, because we went to see it in like a small theater, and there weren't that many people. Yeah, maybe about 20 people in the theater, 25 people in the theater. And within the first 5 minutes of the movie, 2 people left. Throughout the movie, people just kept leaving. Like, they left and they didn't come back. And it was something that you kind of barely noticed at the beginning, but toward the end of the movie, people just started leaving in like packs, until there were maybe about 5 people left in the theater, not including me and my friends. They portrayed the dude who made Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, yeah, like a super dick face. And from what I hear, he didn't consent to that, so I think he's going to sue the producers of the movie. I don't know. I guess it's a good experience to watch that kind of movie, because it was a very interesting cinematic documentary, I think you could call it, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. There was a part about a chicken though, cannibalistic chicken. That was fun times. Oh, yeah, so when I was with my friends, I got this. Look at how cute it is! Yeah! So, there's this Fun Factory place to the mall that I usually go to with my friends, and each time I go there I play the crane game. So now I have this puppy because I played it, and it only took me 2 tries, so I'm really proud of myself. I would talk about more things, but I have to admit I'm being pretty distracted by how. I guess it's time for my tip of the day. So, tip number 4, when you take the ACT, during the science section, you shouldn't really read the question, like comprehensive reading kind of question. You should just sort of maybe skim it over, just like look at the graphs really quickly, and then you can go about and look at the questions first, and then you can look at the graphs, and that's how you solve it. It's been a pretty busy week, so I mean, it's busy for me, but it's not interesting for anyone else to hear about, so I'm going to go back to watching some Howl, then I'm going to do my GCWs, and then I'm going to go do more homework. So, I will see you guys later. Calvin. So awesome.